It's a handshake between two of India's finest chess players, Vidit Gujrathi representing the Triveni Continental Kings and Praggnanandhaa playing for the Alpine SG Pipers. A big clash here, Pragg with the white pieces, Vidit playing black. The first match between them was won by the Alpine SG Pipers, so for the Triveni Continental Kings, it's a must win match. And Vidit Gujrathi, who's playing with black, has to be careful on his board. Praggnanandhaa is a dangerous opponent. Although in this tournament, Vidit and Pragg have played against each other 3 times and all 3 games have been drawn. The previous one was one where Vidit was pressing, and here now everything's set. Time control is 20 minutes plus 2 seconds increment only after 40th move. The arbiter comes in and starts the clock, and off we go. Pawn to e4 by Praggnanandhaa, e5 by Vidit, knight comes out to f3, knight c6, and we have the 4 knights played, and Pragg goes for bishop b5 line. Now many ways for black to play here. There is bishop b4. There's also this very interesting line with knight d4. Pragg gets his bishop back to c4, and now the most common move here which Vidit plays is bishop c5. Pragg snatches the pawn. This is supposed to be very sharp line where you go queen e7, knight to f3 is the main move, but Pragg plays a slightly lesser played move, knight d3. Now look at the clock's timing. Vidit has 19 minutes 28 seconds. He takes 2 minutes, plays d5, bishop takes d5 taken here, and now Vidit after almost 8 minutes plays bishop g4 and blunders here. The best move, believe it or not guys, is bishop b6, but bishop g4 is met with f3, and a question is asked to Vidit, what is your plan? Is it long castle here? Is it to move the bishop? Because you are a pawn down, and if you take here, I am going to take it back with the knight. So Vidit here sacks his piece. He takes knight takes f3 check. Praggnanandhaa looks confident. He takes gf3 without much thought. Knight d5, opening up the queen's path to give a check. So imagine you take this, queen h4, and you are busted. It's a mate almost. But queen e2, brilliant move. Knight takes c3 and b takes c3, d takes c3. You will see that this position is completely better for white, because count the number of pawns. Pragg is a full pawn up, bishop b6, and now Pragg can just long castle here. He goes a4. He's trying to play a5. He's trying to force the trade of the bishops. Black castles short, and long castles played here by Pragg. You have rook d8, and king goes to b1. Well, this position with it is attacking this pawn on a4. You can defend it with b3. a5 isn't great, but b3, simple chess. And with it now says, I need to muddy the waters. I am a pawn down. He goes bishop a5. He's attacking the pawn on c3. Bishop comes up to d4. And now pawn to f6, blocking the bishop's path. How is Pragg continuing? He goes rook at g1. He wants to double down the g file. With it goes king h8. Knight to c5. He plays rook g3. Fantastic move. Rook g3 with the idea of rook g1 to attack g7. As he goes bishop b6, and now rook to g1 attacking g7. Rook comes up to d7, and pawn push to a5. Brilliant chess. If you take on a5 now, then I have rook g7 with bishop f6 coming up. So he takes, pawn takes, and now g6, because if you take here, then g7 is hanging. So g6 played here. He goes queen f2, b6, quickly played. And h4, While black is trying to open up things here, Vidit is trying to open up the other side. He goes c6. Not sure what's the point of this move. And Pragg is going to break through now. With the move h5, he pushes forward. Vidit takes the pawn. And after rook g2, he goes queen f7. And Pragg goes with his knight now. He's going to play his bishop, queen here, and boom, he takes here. Is that a good sacrifice? Praggnanandhaa moves in with the rook to g7. I mean, taking cb3 was also fine, but rook g7 even stronger, attacking the queen, bishop a2. And now king up comes up to b2. The queen enters in to c4. The rook is completely hanging on d7. So Pragg here can pick up the rook. He's just calculating if all of this is fine. Is there any perpetual that Vidit has? He picks up the rook and check. King takes a2. He picks up the bishop as well. Where's the mate is the big question. Takes here. And now the hope is to include this rook and queen to attack and mate the white king. I'm pretty sure Pragg has many different ways to mate here. And he's trying to be careful. He's trying to make sure that he doesn't go wrong. He goes queen to e3. Check. And now king b, queen a3 is possible. Queen comes to a3, with it takes the pawn, and queen b2 played. So all the checks are now extinguished, and Pragg is completely winning here, and there's no way to stop, and he resigns here. Vidit resigns. Praggnanandhaa scores a very important win. I must say that the middle game was not that relevant. It all was decided in the opening. It was amazing play by Pragg. So let's have a look at this opening once again so that you understand how he managed to win. So knight e5, queen e7, and here knight d3. The first new innovative move. And then d5 was excellent by Vidit, taking 2 minutes on the clock. And now after bishop d5, notice that you can't take here with the knight because of a check. So therefore bishop takes. And now if you take knight d5, knight d5 is possible. This is a playable line maybe. But there is a very strong move here, which is bishop b6, keeping the threats of bg4 open. Castles would be met with bg4 also. So that is how this position is better. For black, actually, this is a great line. For example, if I go bishop c4, already here bg4, f3, and tactics like knight e4. So this can be prepared, but it's so difficult to play bishop b6 when you don't know the line. And so with it went bg4, and this was actually played. Pragg already knew the refutation of it, so he found this move queen e2, and in the end he was a pawn up and he won the game.